At my locker, my teammate asked, "How are you even here after that post?" "What post?" I looked around confused and reached for my phone, but remembered I'd left it charging in my mom's car that morning. The entire hallway went quiet. Kids who were walking suddenly stopped mid-step. Everyone was stealing glances at me, but whenever I made eye contact, they'd quickly look away. This one girl from my chemistry class was actually covering her mouth while staring at me, but for some reason, a group of seniors were taking pictures. My teacher stepped out of her classroom and gently touched my shoulder. "Honey, why don't you come inside for a minute? Do you need to call someone?" My stomach dropped because something was seriously wrong. Whatever this post was, it had made my favorite teacher look at me like I was radioactive. I shook my head and kept walking toward my locker. I needed to find my best friend Alana right now. Alana was always at the library before first period. I pushed through the double doors and spotted her at our usual table. She saw me and immediately closed his laptop. That's when I knew this was bad. Alana never closed her laptop for anything. The second I sat down, Alana grabbed both my hands across the table. "I need you to know I had nothing to do with this. I would never ever do this to you." I felt my chest getting tight. My best friend since elementary school was looking at me like someone had died. "Please just tell me what the post says," I whispered, but Elena shook her head. "I think you should go home. Call your parents to pick you up." She was squeezing my hands so hard it hurt, which made me panic more. I stood up and walked to the computer lab. Maybe I could log into Instagram there. But when I walked in, every single person immediately minimized their screens. This freshman actually gasped when he saw me. I sat down at an empty computer and tried logging in, but my hands were shaking too bad to type my password correctly. Behind me, I heard whispering and turned to see 3 girls from my soccer team huddled together. When our captain saw me looking, she walked over and knelt beside my chair. "Carney, I think you should know that we don't blame you for anything. Like, you can't control what your family does." She put her hand on my back and I noticed she'd called me Carney, not my first name like usual. "What are you talking about?" My voice came out strangled. She looked at the other girls, then back at me. "The post. About your dad. About last year." She stood up quickly and walked back to her friends. "Last year. We moved here last year. Changed schools in the middle of summer, which I never understood." I ran out and headed straight for the parking lot. Maybe someone out there would have a phone I could borrow. I found a group of juniors by their cars and asked to borrow a phone. This guy handed me his without a word. Instagram already open. There it was. The post everyone had seen. Posted by Alana. My best friend Elena. The post had over 2,000 likes. The caption read, "Just thought everyone should know that Lisa Carney's dad is actually Jerome Keller, who killed 3 people driving drunk last May. They changed their names and moved here thinking nobody would find out. My mom works at the courthouse and saw the papers. Those 3 people were Rohan's mom, Verity's dad, and the Spence's uncle. They go to school with us. They've been here grieving while she gets to be varsity captain like nothing happened." My legs gave out and I sat down hard on the curb, still holding the phone. I scrolled through the comments with numb fingers. Under the main post, Elena had added more comments. How I'd beaten her for varsity captain last week. How she thought people deserved to know the truth. How it wasn't fair that those 3 kids had to see me every day not knowing who I really was. A shadow fell over me and I looked up to see Rohan standing there, the kid whose mom had died. He was in my English class. We'd done a group project together about Macbeth. I'd been to his house. "Is it true?" His voice was hollow. I nodded because I couldn't speak. I remembered now. The night my parents sat me down and said we were moving. The way my dad cried. The lawyer who came to our house with paperwork. How mom said it was for a fresh start. How they promised things would be better at a new school. How dad went to those meetings every week but never said what they were for. Rohan turned and walked away without another word. I stood up and ran.